People with Anna have a positive energy that is negatively misused in trying to idealize their actual selves.
I was diagnosed with anorexia when I was 16. I was in high school, and it started with being a perfectionist, and I really wanted the perfect, body. I was a volleyball player, really, really active, and I wanted to be the best on my team, so that's how it started, and it got out of control.
I started an eating disorder when I was 12, and I think it started more out of self-hatred than anything else, and life became hell. Le plus j'arrêtais de manger, le moins je mangeais et le pire je me sentais, et le plus je m'enfonçais dans cet enfer que je m'étais créé. Et ça m'a pris tellement de temps avant de me rendre compte que c'était difficile d'essayer de sortir de là, mais que ça en valait tellement la peine parce que je ne pouvais pas être heureuse en continuant comme ça.
So people with anorexia usually suffer from depression, low self-esteem, and difficulty expressing feelings.
I was completely restricting what I was eating, exercising, everything, and it impacted almost every aspect of my life. I didn't have any energy to do anything, and it impacted all my personal relationships with my family, with my friends. It was very just closed off, and no one really understood. No one understood at all.
Really frustrating for me, especially if there's someone close to me. I would care a lot about them, and the perception I have of what anorexia is that people start thinking that they're really fat, and they start starving themselves, and which gets healthier and healthier, and they get skinnier and skinnier. They would ask other people around them for assurance if they look skinny or not. If they ask me, I would tell them they're getting skinnier, but in their head they would just imagine they're getting fatter. And it'll be frustrating in that sense that they won't believe what you're telling them, and they keep doing it.
I don't think people really understand what's going on in your mind. It's these prevailing thoughts that attack and attack every single day.
For 5 years, that's all I could think about. I could only think about food and not eating and how terrible I thought I looked. And I thought that the more weight I lost, the happier I would be. But it took me so long to realize that it was the opposite.
I think the take-home message is that you can't make a judgment about someone because you never know what they've been through or what they are going through. We need to recognize that everyone has a story. This is the fundamental step for society as a whole to accommodate and deal with mental illness.
L'importance de la nutrition, je dirais, c'est une source d'énergie pour pouvoir passer à travers la journée, donc que ce soit pour faire de l'activité physique, donc aller s'entraîner, ou bien pour focuser sur un examen ou même de l'étude. Donc si on ne se nourrit pas bien, oui, on arrive tout le monde à un certain point où on veut avoir une apparence comme dans les magazines par exemple, mais on a tous une certaine limite à respecter, une limite personnelle. Et puis, il faut donc vraiment avoir cet apport important.
I can think about anything, I can concentrate, I can focus on studying because I didn't have any sugar in my system.
I couldn't actually be comfortable swallowing and just putting food into my mouth. I was just very disgusted with the idea, the concept of food.
I just feel like nowadays in this society, we show women that they should be skinny and that's what they're worth, that they're kind of objects. And I feel, although it wasn't the source of why I started it, it kept me going, kind of. And it's terrible because I found a lot of support on the internet where there were those groups that was called Pro-Ana, and that would tell me how not to eat, how to lie to my friends and family about my habits. And basically that would help me killing myself a little bit more every day. I feel like there are so many people that are in this, and as young as 8, 9, and this is not an age where you should be thinking about dieting and not eating.
In the end, it's not about how you look, but it's actually about how you think.
My friends, they understood, they tried to help as much as possible, but I don't think people really understand what's going on.
I just thought everything was okay when it actually wasn't. And when I finally realized, oh, she's really skinny, or like, it's really bad, then I actually felt really bad because I didn't notice like a long time ago when other people noticed. And that's when it kind of woke me up. And it was just like, oh, I really need to help her before it gets worse.
Mes amis ne savaient pas quoi faire. J'en ai perdu quelques-uns parce qu'ils ne pouvaient pas continuer à me regarder me détruire comme ça.
So I gave her the decision, like, get help or you're pretty much just losing our friendship. And that was actually a really hard decision for me because we've been friends for so long, but I knew in the end I'd always still be there for her, and I'm really glad that that choice kind of woke her up and she chose our friendship instead.
Helping out is not a difficult thing at all. By simple gestures, simple actions, you can show your support.
It went on for about a year, and then I got help at McMaster Children's Hospital, and it was the best thing of my life.
Simple gestures could actually indicate showing that you're there for someone, you're willing to listen to them and go with them the extra mile.
Meeting people and talking to them and listening to their stories and having a support group, that was the main thing. My treatment process, it was an outpatient treatment, and I met with a doctor and psychologist almost every week for a couple months, and then it was every 2 weeks. And it was just to get a healthy eating plan, right, and to just talk about anything that was going on that was affecting my eating and thoughts and stuff like that.
It was really hard. It took a lot of support from my friends, and it took me some time as well, but I got better, and I am so much happier like this. I mean, it's not a way you want to live. It's just, you can't be happy when you do that.
Another thing that I found coming out of anorexia was actually rebuilding myself. Not just my physical self, but my emotional, mental, and spiritual self. And I found that to be quite an impact on my life, because not only did you see yourself getting bigger in terms of your body, but you saw your spirits lifting, you saw your emotions just lifting out of like the dungeons of doom. Like, you felt, it honestly was like a rebirth experience.
And I'm better now, but I still have those little things, and I think the most important piece is awareness, and that people need to understand that you can't just snap your fingers and it'll change. It's an ongoing process that people have to live with every day of their lives.